Welcome and welcome back. If you saw my last video, it was horrendous and I hope you didn't watch it, but welcome back if you have, and thanks for watching that because it was such a hot mess. I didn't even talk about some yarn that I used in that video, and I'm sure it was super unhelpful. You probably had more questions. I also didn't do the description and add any links because I did it on my phone and it was super hard to copy links, as you know. So I want to start off with one old project for each video. I think that would be like a good kind of like recap thing, so you can like discover my ability in crochet, because I didn't really knit until October of 2021 because I was just so intimidated by knitting, and you had to do so many things at the same time and learn everything at the same time, so that was like such a big hurdle mentally for me. And crochet, you just learn do one step at a time, and I think that's why a lot of people like crochet a lot, and it just goes by so much faster. But personally, I don't like crocheted garments because I did make two like diamond cardigans, diamond patterned cardigans, and they were not my favorite texture for sure, even though it draped kind of okay, but it was kind of bulky because it was worsted weight and crocheted, so it's like double. So that was really chunky and really heavy too, by the way. But it was kind of cheap to make, it was like $20 or something of acrylic. And yeah, can't wear it in winter because it's like too holey, because it was made out of double crochets, and I don't have them because I gifted both of them. I made them for other people and I just didn't like it. So I'm glad other people can make use out of it. So this is some really old crochet thread in size number 40. And this is what I wanted to do, I guess. I made a lot of like crochet like rings and bracelets, but yeah, I didn't have any use for those things. So because I had so much of the blue one, I actually made a little doily. Can you see it? I don't know. It's so tiny though. You can't really see the stitch pattern unless it's like really up close to your face, like this or whatever. And got like the pineapple pattern, but you can't see it because of the variegated coloring on this. So it's kind of a shame that you can't see much of it unless you see it in person and like really up close, because far away it just looks like a doily that has like, that's like, I don't know, like patchwork, or like kind of looks like a spiral, like the coloring. Don't know if you can tell how tiny the stitches are. Yeah, whatever. There's no way I can show it to you. They're just so tiny. I think I did this in maybe 0.75 millimeter crochet hook or something, or 0.9 millimeters. Definitely not the 1 millimeter, because I think that's way too big for this thread. And you might think like, how is this way too big? Like, I don't know. Everything's just so tiny. But yeah, the steel crochet hooks I have are from Daiso from a long time ago. I don't even know if they stock those stuff still, but I think you'll only get it at like the big Daisos. So yeah. I mean, it's just amazing that I even had the concentration and willpower to do this. 'Cause like, I definitely did this like a few years ago. But that's already a few years after I acquired this thread. And I bought it in Korea. And it had a lot of this thread. I guess lace crochet and stuff is like really popular in Asia. Because it's tiny, small, and delicate. And like, I don't know, you could do a lot of things with the lace crochet. And I can't find like the same kind of quality of thread in the US because they're like way too fuzzy. But this is like super like not fuzzy. I don't know, it's like, it's basically thread, but just a little thicker than regular thread. So yeah, I don't know, DMC seems pretty okay, but at the Michaels, it's just, I don't think they have the one that I want. But yeah, an old one. I also want to show you this sparkly one because I also got this in Korea and I think it was like $15. I can't believe I paid $15 for this, but it still looks like I haven't touched it. Like, come on, I guess that's why it's $15, because there's so much of this thread. There's just so much. I also made this lace crochet bracelet, and it's like such a pain to make. It really hurt my hands, or just lace crochet in general really hurts your fingers because the tip is just so tiny and you like end up stabbing your finger because you need like tension to poke it through the right amount of loops and stuff. And I brought up this cone because I used it in this and it looked like I didn't even use any of it. Like every time I use this, it just looks like it's still the same amount that I had, so it's never ending. But yeah, after washing this in the machine washer, and then laying it flat to dry, I mean, it looks more normal and it contracted, so hopefully it'll fit a little better. Don't have high hopes though. At least they're wearable, I think. Maybe this is not the best lighting also because I'm in front of a window instead of like a little recessed behind my desk where it's like a little better, not so harsh lighting. But whatever. And this is the yarn that I made with the, I didn't make this yarn. I bought this yarn a long time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. And I've also made this thing. It's like basically a charm thing that you can make. I don't know. But I also corded it. So with like a kumihimo kind of style braiding. And then you just tie it up. I don't remember how to do it though, so but at the time I didn't know what to do with this kind of yarn because it's so like, I only had this one ball and they're out of stock of this base, the yarn base, so that sucks, and you can't get this anymore. I'm sure if you ask them, the people who made this is Greenwood Fiberworks is the name, and they're out of Genola, Utah, which is the next state over, you know, not too far away. But it's the semi-solid in Blossom in their yarn-based silky sheep, and it's a DK weight, 50% superwash merino, 50% silk, 100 grams. And the yardage is 231, which is around, I think, 200 meters. Yeah, it's just so shiny. But after wearing this like 2 summers, like the shininess just went away a little bit because it's like kind of fuzzy and pilling just a bit. I mean, I guess that's to be expected because it has lots of abrasion, because I would wear it like right here, like that, or like, no, it was like right here, because it was like a dress that tied here, and then I put it here where it's tied again. It's like the Asian style dress that I bought from Korea. Not when I was in Korea. You could buy it online. It was a lot of money, whatever. But yeah, I'm so glad I used up most of it. And I'm gonna drink some milk tea. This is a double bergamot Earl Grey milk tea that I made. And I hope you have some tea because this is gonna be a long video. There's a lot of yarn to go through. I already went through some of it. Okay. The only WIP of this video, no final finished objects, because I didn't finish anything since freaking, I don't know, a few weeks, I guess. But this is the update on my WIP. My champagne cardigan. It looks so nice. But I think I should have done the, what's this called? The band? The button band? I think that's what it's called. I should have done it in a 3.5 because my gauge for the body and like the sleeves is 26 rows, and then for the button band it's like 31, so that's like my bad, but like hopefully I can block it and it'll just reshape itself, kind of, because you could definitely stretch the button band a little bit, so if I wet it and stretch it, maybe it'll be fine. But I'm not mad. It's my first time doing it and I'm not ripping back. It's like way too much work to rip back, especially the buttons or like the buttonholes. That was like the most annoying part. And I also messed up this buttonhole because I forgot to do one extra row on the one that attaches to the body, that side of the button band. So it kind of scrunches this this outer part a little bit, but it should be fine. It's just a buttonhole. It's not anything major. And I only have the left side to go. So almost done with this thing. And this huge hole, I don't even know if I want to close it up because I suck at it. This huge hole right here, but well, that's just for another day. And this is how much I got done yesterday. And this is how much I got done this morning when I was procrastinating, washing my hair. So my bangs look great. I just cut it today. Just a quick snip snip. And I think it's the best I've ever cut my bangs because I've been cutting my bangs for like 5 years or more, maybe, probably more. And yeah, I guess I'm a pro now. I don't know. I mean, hopefully, because I've been cutting it for so long. Every month. Although I lagged on it for like 5 months. Or no, not 5. Like 3. 3 good months. So hopefully the next time I make a video, this will be finished. The Champagne Cardigan by PetiteKnit. And this is the yarn I'm using for it. Drops Puna. Can you see this? I don't even know. It's a natural mix of alpaca. It's 50 grams and it's 110 meters, 120 yards. So, I mean, the gauge is what it's supposed to be, but I guess I knitted it too loosely. And I still have 2 whole balls left. And I made it in the X small, the smallest size available. And I still have 2 extra. Like, did I buy 2 extra? Or did someone like knit more? Or maybe it's because my row gauge is 2 less. Probably that, but oh well. So I have these 2, so I could probably make a hat or I don't know, some socks. Although it'll get holes in it pretty easily. I don't have enough kid silk to match to make it stronger. So I'm not sure. I'll probably think on it a little more. And this is, I'm pretty sure this is enough for the neckband, button band, and this is definitely enough, but it's not enough for another project. So, and this is an off-white, and this is in color number 2, I think it was. Yes, color number 2. It's the beige. It's a lot darker than I thought it would be. So thankfully I got the off-white to make it lighter. Because the bright white would definitely be too white. I don't know the color name or color number for this. I can just check though, because I keep it right here on my desk. If I'm still working on the project, I keep some of the tags. This is color number 1. So is this the, I mean, it's yellow-ish. So it's still off-white, kind of creamy. You know, it's a good color. my desk. Deal with it later. So it's just gonna be in the background. Oh yeah, and I totally forgot to talk about the yarn that I used for this. It's the Line brand 24/7 cotton in Café au lait. I think the color number is 126. And this is like 100% cotton or mercerized cotton, but it's not as shiny as what I'm used to for mercerized cotton. Because this is also, well, this is mercerized Egyptian cotton, but it's like a 6-cord coordinate. I think that's what they call it, but that's a whole different like other kind of cotton and twisting style. But yeah, I just wish this was shinier. Like, is that too much to ask? But yeah, it was really cheap. So if you're looking for a cheap mercerized cotton, this is pretty good. And they always have sales on their website. And yeah, I got it from their website, and I got them in like the Easter looking spring Easter bundle and their neutrals bundle, or their brown bundle. Pretty sure it's neutrals because it also has grays in it. But yeah, it's not bad. The finished product also doesn't look bad. It's a good color. And just to cover some of the projects I talked about last time, I couldn't show the beanie and the dog sweater because obviously I gifted it. So I used this Nepal. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it right here. This Nepal Drops Nepal mix. It's made out of 65% wool, 35% alpaca. Don't know what kind of wool, but it's nice and squishy. Even the finished product is super squishy. And yeah, I think it'll hold it does hold its shape really well. The stitch definition is really great. So if you're looking for like an Aran weight an Aran weight yarn that's cheap and has great stitch definition for like cables and stuff, this is a really great one. Even if you pair it with a mohair, it still shows the cables really well. And I paired it with the Blue Mist. Oh yeah, this is in Fog Mix. It's the color 8907. If you're looking for this kind of color. I'm not sure if it shows accurately on the camera because of this kind of lighting, but no, yeah, it's really difficult, this lighting. And then the Kids Silk is in Blue Mist, and the color is number 6. If you're looking to get this kind of color. Like right now, it feels soft, but if you rub it on like the inside of your arm, it might be scratchy. Yeah, it's a little scratchy, a little itchy, or you could rub it on your neck, wherever is the most sensitive. Just to test if you're like itchy, or test someone else if they're itchy. If you hear all the banging, that's my cat. She wants to get in this room, but you know, not allowed, especially when filming, because she'll jump all over the place and she'll get hair in my tea. And I don't want to have to watch her, you know, not get into the stuff or grab the socks, because I saw her grabbing the socks. Just like my other cat. he like almost tore those socks up, like really tear it up. And I bought this. It's so squishy. To match with this, but obviously, as you can see, it does not match one bit. It was supposed to be light old light pink, I think it was called, but it's like totally purple. Like, it's definitely purple. So that's a bummer. I don't really like this kind of pink purple color. The color is 3250. So I guess if you like this color, it's light old pink or old pink. I don't know, something old pink. 3250 is the color number. But it's Drops Baby Alpaca Silk, and it's so soft, so squishy. Like, I wish I could use this, but I don't even like the color, so I have no idea. Maybe I'll sell it somewhere, I don't know. And I got this to match with this, but I mean, I can't use this, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, this is what I use with for the mohair on the what do you call it, the foot part of the sock, and not the leg part of the sock. I forgot what it's supposed to be called. I saw like something on Instagram that tells you the parts of the sock, but I already forgot. So all I know is instep, and that's it. And heel, toe. Yeah, I don't really know the rest of it. So it's just the leg and the foot. And then the yarn that I used for the Jenny sweater by PetiteKnit, the one that I'm wearing right now, I don't know if you can see the patterning, but it looks great, right? And the only thing that I changed is the length of the sleeve. It's like 43 centimeters instead of 42, and then I added like 5 more rows of the neckband, because it was just gonna like be like this tiny. Like, no, it's not gonna be that tiny, or I don't want it to be that tiny. And this, I used a Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the navy blue color, and the finita yarn, the We Are Knitters finita yarn in 70% merino wool, 30% baby alpaca, and 100 grams, 400 meters. And this is 70% mohair, 30% silk, 25 grams for 225 meters. So roughly 2 of these pairs with 1 of this, basically. So I still have like around, I think around half of this left, and half of this after knitting the Jenny sweater. And I used like 3.5 balls of this and 6.5 balls of the Knitting for Olive. I mean, that might be because it's like a little smaller, maybe, I don't know. It's the smallest. I also knit this in the smallest size, X small, so that could be why. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Socks, not sure how it would fare, because it's not super wash. But yeah, I just maybe I'll just make a little swatch and then put it in the washer and dryer. Or I guess not the dryer, but the washer at least. And then the leftover yarn from what I wore last time, the sweater vest that I messed up majorly on, but I fixed it. And these are the 4 colors that I have left. I mean, this one is an untouched skein, so, but it's like not enough to make a sweater. Because I have this and then half of a ball of marbled denim. This is the fuzzy yarn, 40% FS alpaca. I don't know what FS is. And 41% fine Highland wool and 19% Donegal. The Donegal is the tweedy part. It's all the little specks in it. And I find when I was knitting this up, the specks like kept coming off. Or it's very easy for it to come off. But once you knit it up, it like traps itself in the knit. So it should be fine after you knit it up. But when you're knitting it, some of the Donegal might fall off. That's just the nature of this yarn. And it's so I didn't know this through the photos, or like through online, but the main color is on the string part is like the threaded part, and then all this fluffy stuff is white. On all of them, the fluffy stuff is white. So the main color will be in the thread, and then it's like a white halo. So you have to keep that in mind when you want to pair it with other like dark colors, because it'll just make it have a white cast because of the white fuzziness of these yarns. So it's better to pair it with a lighter color so that it doesn't like stand out, because if you paired it with like a navy, the white part will like be weird. I don't know, it might not be what you're looking for. But yeah, I have the colors marble denim. Where's the color on this? Well, I know this one's lead. The left one is lead, or my left one, you're right, I guess. And this is marbled glacial green. Oh, it's so hard to say. And then this one is marbled ochre. Right, I think they all say marbled. Yeah, marbled lead, marbled ochre, marbled glacial green, and marbled denim. Out of all these colors, because these were the only colors available at the time when I purchased it last year, I think I like the marbled denim because it's a lighter color than the marbled lead. Yeah. I mean, I'm partial to blue, as you can see. I mean, I have a lot of blue stuff. I mean, the ochre is a really nice yellow. It's more bright than the other ochre colors, so it's not bad. I'm not mad at that. And then the green's pretty good. I mean, yeah. And they're not that flexible. They're like kind of like silk, where it's really taut and there's no stretch or give to this kind of thread. So you want to keep that in mind if you want to just do a single strand. And I used the 3.5 the 4.0 millimeter, and that was pretty good, but you can always use a smaller gauge. But it connects together, or not connects, it like sticks together worse than mohair. Like mohair is so much more easier than undoing this, because every like 10 or 5 stitches you'd have to cut the white part, so there'd be less and less fuzz if you keep reworking the yarn. So you gotta be careful about that. Make sure you calculate things right, and don't screw up too much. It's not that forgiving, that yarn, so yeah. And my throat hurts, so gotta hydrate, drink up. And then yarn I haven't touched, but I have plans for. Well, I mean, some of them are still in the water. Like, I don't really know what some of them are gonna be. But this one for sure, I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the sweater number 9. And maybe this isn't the best pairing of yarn, because this is the Knit Picks Simply Wool worsted weight in the color Wendy, and this is their neutral cream color. Smells like soap. And this is the Alpaca Cloud lace yarn in the color Charlotte. It is lace. It's like 50 grams or 440 yards, around 400 meters. And this is 100 grams for 218 yards. So like maybe a little less than 200 meters around. And I have 4 of this, 2 of this. Hopefully it's enough. Probably it will be. And these both are from Knit Picks. So yeah, sweater number 9. I haven't bought the pattern, as I said in the last video. But yeah, I don't even know if I'll make this year. But as long as it doesn't warm up too much. I think it got colder again, but not that much colder though. For sure it's warming up. So I'm not even sure if I'm gonna make this. But maybe if I make it real quick, it'll be fine. And then I definitely have to make this year though. It's for the Knitting for Olive cardigan. And I got the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair and dusty artichoke. 70% mohair, 30% silk, lace weight. And then I got the finita yarn, We Are Knitters, 30% merino, 30% or 70% merino, sorry, 30% baby alpaca, 100 grams, 400 meters. When this is a fingering weight, I think I haven't said that. Fingering weight, lace weight. And you're supposed to hold this double with this. So it's 3 strands, and I'm gonna make this into a dress. So it's definitely gonna take a long time, and maybe some fiddling with like the shaping of the cardigan, because the cardigan in the pattern is like a straight cut, or like it's just straight, but the sleeves are like ballooned a little bit, so that would be nice. And it's kind of a loose drapey kind of cardigan, but yeah, I'm trying to, maybe I'd make it like tighter after the chest area to cinch it down a little bit. Because I have a significantly like smaller waist than my chest or my bust and my butt area, so, and then I have to like switch, because you would still have to switch needles for this, but I don't know why X small is 6.5 millimeters instead of 6, so maybe I'll follow the pattern in the beginning, do the sleeves first and then the body, because the sleeves go faster for sure. And then I also got the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk and Dusty Artichoke. It's 100% Borette silk, so it's what do you call it? There's no animal cruelty. What is it called? I don't remember. Like, no animal was harmed in making this kind of silk, because in the mulberry silk, if anything says mulberry silk, that means that it's the traditional way to harvest silk. So you can look that up if you want, but if you're like me and also went to like a factory in China when I was a kid that introduced the way they harvested silk, so the larva or the caterpillar or whatever is still in the cocoon, and they like boil that to get the very long singular silk strand, and then the whole thing just winds up continuously until there's no more silk on the cocoon. So that's why it's like the highest quality, and it's called mulberry silk because it's the caterpillars eat mulberry leaves, and that gives the best quality silk. And yeah, it's kind of cruel, but you know, it's the traditional way, and it gives the silkiest, high quality silk. There's just something else about that kind of silk. That's all I have to say about that. And yeah, this is definitely a rougher kind of silk because it has more ends, because the silk is like broken, if you know what I mean, because the butterfly, it turns into a butterfly, right? So it had to eat its way out, so it's all cut, like all of it. So that's why it's called Borette silk. It's after they leave the cocoon. But yeah, it's still pretty nice. Maybe once it wash up, it'll be like a little softer than right now, because maybe it still has a little bit of dye in it. But I'm excited to knit this up, but it's for summer, of course. It's silk. So, and I also have it in the color Rhubarb Juice, which is the lightest pink color. I think they may have rose clay, but it looks more like a cream color than a pink color, so I wanted a bright pink. So this is the closest they have for bright pink. And Dusty Artichoke, green, you can't go wrong with this kind of green. It's like the in color, and I'm just a sucker for it right now. Did I say what I was gonna use, what pattern I was gonna use? I think for this one, I'm planning on doing Camisole No.4. Yes, Camisole No.4 with Dusty Artichoke. By My Favorite Things Knitwear. and I'm going to do the olive top from Knitting for Olive, which is like their spaghetti strap camisole pattern. Yeah, so these are both gonna be camisole camis spaghetti strap things. So they don't really smell like anything, so that's a good sign. And then I also have linen and this is Lindy Chain by Knitpicks. So it's a chained yarn with 70% linen, 30% Pima cotton. So it's like soft. I mean, but it's not that soft because of the linen content, but it has the same roughness as the pure silk. So, I mean, that kind of shows you the quality of the silk of this, or just like the texture. It's a little rough, even though this is twisted and this is chained. So the chain effect does give it a rougher texture too. And I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use this as what I was intending it for, because I was intending this for it to be the olive top. Oh no, not the olive top. Is it the olive top? I don't know. Either Camisole No.4 or the olive top, because I have 5 of these, but now I'm thinking it might be the Asa-no-ha pattern by Toshiyuki Shimada. So I might save this for that. But I still have 3 balls of this, so that's gonna be... I was planning to make this as a Camisole No.4 as well, because I bought 3 of these, so that's only enough for a Camisole No.4, because the olive top requires so much more yarn or yardage or meterage. Yeah, so I definitely don't have enough for that, but yeah, I just don't know. And I love linen. Like, this is the only linen, mostly linen, that I've found. Although La Mercerie has, they stock 100% linen, but I'm afraid that it would be too rough. But it's kind of expensive. It's like $10 or something per skein. Also 50 grams, of course. This is 50 grams, 180 yards, so a lot less than the pure silk, probably because the cotton linen is heavier than silk anyways. So putting this one on hold until I get the yarn that I want. So I'm probably gonna hold this with a silk and then get the Lindy chain, but in the bare and not this linen color. Wait, what color was this? Is this linen? Blush. Oh, that's where it is. So it's linen, the color linen. Okay. The color linen, the color blush. I'm gonna hold this with Innocence. That's the color name in their luminous silk from the pics. And the Lindy chain bear with the luminant silk bear. So they're both undyed. So this will be the pop of color, and the other one will, the bare colors will be the overall color, the main color. If you've seen that pattern, like I still have to buy the book. The book is like $30 if you get it at Kinokuniya bookstore. It's a Japanese bookstore that is in the US that stock Japanese books and manga and crafty things, you know, they have it all. So I'm probably gonna get that at the same time I buy more yarn for that. A lot of buying yarn. Gotta buy that in March though. Hopefully nothing will be out of stock. March is soon. And then I bought the Flora by Drops in White Fog, Pistachio, and what is this called? Oof. It's their light pink color, but it's like a baby pink bordering like lavender, although it's still pink. So this pink is color number 21. The pistachio color is color 16, and the white fog color is color 22. They're all in Flora, right? So it's a alpaca and wool blend with 65% wool, 35% alpaca. So it's the same wool and alpaca content as Nepal. It's just that this is Aran weight and this is fingering weight, or like they label as 3-ply. Like I don't really know. The 3-ply, 4-ply thing is like misleading because it doesn't say, it's not indicative of like how much actual plies there are in this thread or in this yarn. Yeah, it's just not indicative of that. It's just like the size, like group A, B, C, or category 1, 2, 3, or you know, or like fingering decay. It's like that kind of categorization when it's like 3-ply, 4-ply, you know. It's not actually like how many plies there are, which is, I hate that system. But yeah, but online they'll tell you like how many actual plies there are. I think they do. But these are supposed to be socks. I was gonna make 2 penny socks, or not penny socks. They're ruffle socks with the white fog. It's a very nice grayish white color. And then I was gonna make 1 penny sock and another penny sock with these 2 colors so I could wear with like my joggers, so it'll be warm. And I don't have socks in green. And I don't have a whole sock. Well, I do have 1 sock in pink, but this is looking more lavender. Again, just like this. It's just looking more lavender. Like, how come their pinks are so lavendery? Am I just not choosing the right pink? Yeah, and then got the Lopi. What's it called? It's the brand Istex. Pronouncing it so wrong, but it's the Lopi, Istex Lopi, pure new wool. It's from Iceland. I like how they have all the information I need on this thing. Yeah, Istex Iceland. And this is their einband base. I don't know if it's base, but it's like they're pure new wool, but the fingering weight yarn, and holy snaps, it's so rough. I don't know if it's because it's just that kind of yarn, because this is like silky smooth and this is like crunchy. It feels crunchy yarn. Like, I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll be okay as like as socks, because that's what I bought these for socks. And it smells like dye. I don't know. This smells a little better. It smells like nothing. I mean, it smells like doesn't smell like sheep, but it smells new. So washed, I guess. It smells washed. But yeah, I mean, I bought this because everyone was like, oh, you should try Lopi, and like their Lopi or their let Lopi or Lopi. I don't know how to say it because it's Icelandic, so I'm not familiar with Iceland at all, as you can tell. But yeah, it's just so crunchy, and it's kind of loose in this, in the, whatever, this banding, it's kind of loose, so it might fall off, but, so I might have to wind this soon, because I'm afraid it'd fall off. But I don't know if I want to make the penny socks or like something else with some other sock with this. It's just so rough. Let me see if it's, yeah, it's not that stretchy either, so I'm confused on if I should use this as a sock. I'm so out of breath too, like Jesus Christ. Ooh, it feels like I've been talking forever. So yeah, I think that's all the yarn that I have to share that I didn't talk about last time. And as you can tell from the last video, I named it Yarnquisitions, and it's like a smashed up letter or word from Yarn Acquisitions. And as you can tell, I acquired quite a bit of yarn. I mean, you kind of have to if you want to make something like knitting, crocheting wise. So, oh, I forgot, I got this. I also showed it in the last video, and this is the Berroco mochi. It's 37% alpaca, baby alpaca, 35% nylon, 26% fine merino wool, and 2% other fiber. And I hate that they say 2% other fiber. Like, specify what kind of fiber it is. Like, is it like polyester or what? Like, that's what I want to know. And it's the color 3219. 3219 is the color, and the name of the color is red bean, but they don't write it on this tag. It's like a worsted weight yarn, but it's chained, like really small chains. It's 175 meters for 50 grams, or like 191 yards, you know. And this is enough for, as you can see, I labeled it Klint Classic. This is what I was planning it for, but I don't know. I'm not sure either. If I can get into a test knit, I'll use this for that test knit. But if not, it's just gonna be the Klint Classic by Ventzel. I think that's how you say her name. And Ventzel. It was quite a bit to remember. But yeah, I love the Klint Classic. I love the look of that more than the ribbed jumper, diamond jumper. And I just can't get behind Badger and Blue for some reason, but if you use like a lot of different colors, it looks super cool. because it looks more like a gradient kind of if you use other colors, or like 4 different colors instead of 2, because the 2 one is just like, I don't know, just something that's goes against my aesthetic style. Yeah. That's it. I hope it's not too long. Maybe it's an hour. And I hope you were knitting something. So this is it from me for this week, and hope you guys can finish something, because I haven't finished anything this week. So, bye.